Hi, yogis. Let's get ready to reset. Always have two blocks available just in case you need them throughout your practice. And we're going to start this practice in child's pose, modified child's pose. So take your knees out as wide as your mat, bring your big toes together to touch, and begin to sink your hips back towards your heels. If that's uncomfortable for you, grab one of your blocks and stick it underneath your bottom. You can bring your hands together, stack your fists, and have your forehead come to your fist. Or you can take your arms all the way out in front of you and bring your forehead to your mat, whatever's the most comfortable for you. Just going to take a couple of breaths here, in through the nose, out through the nose, just connecting to our body and our breath. So inhale, fill up your whole back body with air. Exhale, release it out. Again, inhale, exhale. One more time, big inhale, filling all the way up, and exhale, letting it go. On your next inhale, come up to tabletop position. Your shoulders are going to come directly over your wrists. Hips will be over your knees. On an inhale, arch your spine, looking forward, opening your chest. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, tailbone goes up, looking forward. Exhale, tailbone goes down, look at your belly. One more time, inhaling, arching your spine, looking forward. And exhale, rounding in, chin to chest. Inhale, come to neutral. Walk your knees back just a little bit. Tuck your toes. And on an inhale, lift your knees off the mat and begin to send your hips up and back, coming into our first downward facing dog. Let's check your alignment here. Keep your knees bent because this is the beginning of practice and your hamstrings could be a little bit grumpy. So fingertips are pointed towards the front of the mat. Your shoulders are wrapped, which means your armpits are closed. You have a nice straight line all the way from your fingertips up to your tailbone. So really push your tailbone up towards the sky. Begin to walk your dog here, bending into your right knee, dropping your left heel towards the mat. Bend into your left knee, dropping your right heel towards the mat. One more time each side, just waking up your hamstrings. Bending, and then bending the other leg. And then release both heels down towards the mat. They do not have to touch. Take a big cleansing breath here in through the nose and let it out your mouth. Inhale, shift yourself forward, coming into high plank pose. You can drop your knees here, coming through a vinyasa. So inhale, shift your shoulders forward over your wrists. Exhale, keeping your elbows in close, lower all the way to the mat, and release your toes. Inhale, lifting your chest, opening your shoulders, cobra pose. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, cobra pose, waking up your spine. Exhale, forehead to mat. And one more time, inhale, opening your chest, cobra. Exhale, release your forehead to mat. Inhale, tuck your toes, knees on or off the mat. Press yourself up into a straight line, into plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here in through your nose and out through your nose. One more time, inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, your right leg goes up and back. Exhale, knee to chest. Step your foot forward in between your hands. Lower your back knee. Rise up, kneeling warrior. Your front knee is directly on top of your ankle. Hips are square towards the front of your mat. Your spine is long. Your arms are lifted. Your shoulders are wrapped. Breathe and smile. One more inhale. Exhale, hands down by your front foot. Step your right foot back, knees on or off the mat, vinyasa. Shift forward, shoulders over wrists, lowering yourself all the way down to the mat. Release your toes. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, release. Again, knees on or off the mat. Tuck your toes. Inhale, push yourself all the way up. to plank, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. In through your nose and out through your nose. On your next inhale, left leg goes up and back. Exhale, knee to chest. Step your foot in between your hands. Drop your back knee. Inhale, rising up. Kneeling warrior, exhale, settle in. Front knee is over your ankle. Hips square towards the front of the mat. Spine's long, chest is lifted. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands down to frame your foot. Step your left foot back, coming through a vinyasa. Shift forward, shoulders over wrist. Exhale, elbows in tight, lower all the way down. Release your toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck your toes, knees on or off the mat. Push yourself all the way back up to plank. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. In through your nose and out through your nose. Inhale. Filling up with air. Exhale. Let it go. One more time. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to chest. Step your foot through. Rise all the way up, staying on the ball of your back foot. Keep your back knee bent a little bit right here until we get in alignment. Front knee is directly over your ankle. Hips are squared towards the front of the mat. When that's happened, go ahead and straighten out your back leg, staying on the ball of your back foot. Arms are up overhead, shoulders are wrapped. Crescent lunge. Breathe. Inhale. On your next exhale, drop your back foot down to 90 degrees, coming into warrior 2. You're going to have heel to arch alignment. Back toes are turned in slightly. Hips are squared towards the long edge of your mat. Arms out into a T. Gaze goes over your front fingers. And breathe. Front knee is directly on top of the ankle. Smile. That releases serotonin and makes us happy. Inhale, drop your back hand down your thigh. Front arm goes up and overhead, feeling that great stretch all on your side body. Make sure you don't lose your lunge, so sink back down. Inhale, coming back up, straighten your front leg. Tricky part, we're going to take it all the way back to the back of the mat. So, coming into high lunge on this leg, this side. Knee is directly over your ankle. You're on your back ball of your foot. Hips squared towards the front of the mat. Straighten your back leg. Arms up overhead. Crescent lunge. Whew. We're building heat, guys, really quick. Inhale. Exhale, opening out into warrior 2. Knee is directly on top of ankle. Heel to arch alignment, back toes turned in slightly. Hips towards the long edge of the mat. Gaze over your front fingers and breathe. Take a cleansing breath at any time you need one. Drop your back hand to your thigh. Front arm goes up and overhead, stretching. Make sure you don't lose your lunge. Breathe. Coming back up. Turn both of your toes in towards the front of the mat. Going to come into wide leg forward fold. Make sure that if you bend your fingertips down, outer edges of your feet line up. Hands to hips. Inhale. Roll your shoulders up and back. Exhale. Hinge forward at the waist. Coming down with a nice flat spine. Hands can go to your ankles, shins. They can hang or they can come to the mat. Release your head towards the mat. Inhale. Halfway lift, come up with a nice flat spine, and exhale, fold back in. This time, shake out your head, yes and no. Starting to slow things down now. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take a breath. Give yourself a second. Forward folds can make you a little dizzy. Turn back to the front of your mat. Windmill your hands down to frame your foot. Step back. One last vinyasa. Shift forward, shoulders over wrist. Exhale, lowering all the way down. Release your toes. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, forehead to mat. From here, push yourself right up just into tabletop. Sit back on your heels. Swing your legs around. Scoot to the middle of your mat and begin to roll down slowly. Time to take it down. Bring your knees into your chest. Give them a nice squeeze. Rock from side to side. Let's cool things down now. You just did a lot of work in a very short amount of time. Go ahead and straighten your left leg out, keeping your right knee in. Bringing your right knee towards your armpit. Your left foot is flexed like it's pushing the wall away. Inhale and exhale. Take your right knee across your body, taking your right arm out towards the right. Gaze goes with it, if that's comfortable on your neck. And breathe here. Nice spinal twist. One more breath here. Bring your knee back in. And bend your left knee and place your foot on the mat. Take your right ankle and place it on top, above your right knee, above your left knee on the thigh. Figure four or reclined pigeon. So shoelace your hands through, clasp behind your left thigh, and slowly pull your left thigh in towards you. Gently, take your time. Keep your right foot flexed to protect your knee. Breathe here, feeling that awesome stretch all through your glute, through your hip. And breathe. One more breath here. Release your left foot to the mat. Straighten out your right leg and just pull it in slightly, giving a little bit of a hamstring stretch. And then slowly lower it down to the mat. Bring your left knee in. Squeeze it in towards your left armpit. Right leg is out straight now with your foot flexed. Inhale and exhale. Take your left knee across your body. Spinal twist on the other side. Taking your gaze over your left hand. And breathe. I love a spinal twist. It has to be one of my favorite ways to end practice. On your next inhale, bring your left knee back up into center. Bend your right knee, placing your sole of your foot on the mat. Left ankle on top of right thigh. Shoelace your hands through. Clasp back up your right thigh and slowly begin to bring your right thigh in towards you. Keeping your left foot flexed now. Protect your knee. Figure four or pigeon pose. Reclined pigeon pose. Just a couple of breaths here. Release your right foot to the mat. Go ahead and straighten out your left leg. Grab a hold of your calf or your ankle. Just give it a little bit of a stretch, just a little last hamstring stretch. Go ahead and let your left leg fall straight down. Straighten out your right leg and let them fall out to the side. Arms come out beside your body, coming into a quick, short, sweet Shavasana. Give yourself just a few minutes to calm down and let your body absorb all of the great things that it just learned during practice, all the benefits of your practice. Make sure your forehead is relaxed, your jaw, your shoulders, and your hips. Just sink in. If you have more time today, I encourage you to stay longer in your Shavasana. If you have 5 minutes or 10 more minutes, take it. If you're coming with me, go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing a little sensation back into your body. You can move your head from side to side if that feels okay on your neck. One big full body stretch, arms overhead. And drop both knees in towards your chest and give yourself a big hug and thank yourself for doing this for yourself today. Go ahead and slowly roll over to the right side, keeping yourself up to sit, coming into a comfortable cross-legged position. Keep your eyes closed if you can, if that's okay. If not, it's all right. Move the flesh away from your sit bones. Have your palms resting on your knees. Just a couple of breaths here. Quick check-in. I hope you feel reset, refreshed. Circle your hands together in front of your heart. Palms come to touch. I end all of my practices with gratitude. So thank your body for allowing you to experience meditation through movement. Thank your breath for giving you life. And thank yourself for showing up here on your mat today and doing something so good for you and your body and your mind. Always remember to be unapologetically who you are and let your light shine bright. Namaste. Slowly blink your eyes open and slowly lift your head. Thank you all for joining me here for this short, sweet practice. Hopefully you feel nice and reset and ready to go. Until next time, bye.